Good morning from Jasper the Jeep instead of the U-Haul, because again there's a trailer behind me because I have a surprise at the end of this of something I made a deal for. So want to talk about the breed up programs today because that makes sense for my surprise. So some breeds of sheep, like the Valet black nose things that I call doodles, and some other breeds like Kerry Hills and other breeds that we cannot import live animals of, we do a breed up program. So how a breed up program works is you pick a ewe that's close to what you're wanting to create here where we don't have that. Like in the valets, we want to pick Longwool type breeds, which is a contention with me because those are already threatened and endangered breeds, and we're taking them out of the breeding pool to create crossbred mutts in an effort to bring over something else. So I have a little bit of contention with that. But other breeds, like the Kerry Hill and stuff, we're doing a breed up program with. You want to pick a like type animal. I like talking about the Kerry Hills because a breeder friend of mine, she picked a Border Leicester to get the nice fleeces. So she was more worried about fleece quality when she started bringing over those genetics of the Kerry Hill. But so how it works is you keep breeding back to 100%. So we take that, let's go Kerry Hills. So that not Kerry Hill ewe, and you breed her to 100% Kerry Hill ram semen, and the resulting offspring is 50%. Then you take that offspring, which in the doodle world and the Valet black nose world, they call it an F1, which just means first generation. And then you take that 50%, breed it back to 100%, as long as it matches the characteristics that you're trying to create. Like, the purpose of this is not quantity, it is quality. Which should be all breeding, should be quality over quantity. But that's a whole other rant that I don't have time for today. So, you take that 50%, you breed it back to 100%, that gives you 75%. You take that third generation, which is 75%, breed it back, you get 87 point something percent. You take that generation, breed it back to 100%, you get 86 and change percent. And then you breed that 86 and change percent fourth generation to your fifth pick sire, and that gives you 96.33%. So that's as close to 100%.
Text message from +1 84490811580.
I forgot to turn off my sound. Anyway, Payton's in the car with me today. She's my mobile tripod for today. So we'll actually get some better videos than normal. And, but anyway, okay, so by your fifth generation, that's as close to pure as you're going to get, and that's going to be like 96.3. So you can try your darndest, but there's always going to be a small percentage that is not the breed that you're looking for. So those are popular programs with the breed ups. We do it across the board in livestock. They do it with sheep, they do it with horses, they do it with cattle. That's like, so a little off-ramped sidebar about the breed up program is, I'm going to talk about the certified Angus thing. Now, growing up and showing beef cattle in 4-H, one year they brought in certified Angus beef, and they ultrasounded all of the market steers to see if they qualified for certified Angus beef. Now, my rant with that is I was showing a white-faced Simmental steer, 100% Simmental, not an Angus, totally different breed. But because he was 51% black, did not exhibit any Brahma or dairy characteristics, and his ribeye was a certain amount of area, and it graded, I think, prime. He qualified as almost registered Simmental stock as certified Angus beef. And then when I went to school in Worcester, Ohio, when I went to the Ohio State Agricultural Technical Institute, that's where certified Angus beef's headquarters is, and we learned extensively about them because they had a small program with us. Anything, any cow, registered or not registered, that is 51% black, does not exhibit any of the Brahma or dairy characteristics, and ribeye is graded as prime, can qualify for certified Angus beef. So it's all in marketing. That certified Angus beef that you are buying premium at Giant Eagle is not necessarily Angus, which annoys the heck out of me. But to combat that, some breeders, there was one out west that was raising Charolais cattle, which are white. That's like, there's other breed standards to them, but like the main characteristic is they are a white cow. To qualify for certified Angus beef, he bred to an Angus one time. All resulting calves that were black, he bred back to a Charolais bull. And then back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until he got to the point where they could be registered as Charolais cattle, but now instead of being white, they were black and qualified for certified Angus beef. So the genetics and stuff is kind of wishy-washy, but you know, it's not a true Charolais cow, but in the eyes of the registration and everything, it could be registered because it was more than like 95 point whatever percent Charolais. So that's my little genetic spiel for the day. Payton's falling asleep because she's done listening to me talk about genetics and nonsense. But today we are headed south towards Buchanan, West Virginia. I think after this bend we're in West Virginia. But we're gonna shear some Cotswolds again. I'm excited to see what their fleeces look like. They had a video last year, I can't remember which episode it is. Good luck, God bless finding it, but it's Cotswold sheep. They're a Longwool. I'm gonna shear them, and then we've got a surprise stop at a friend's, and then we'll meet you guys back at the barn. So enjoy Payton's view of me shearing and the chaos that will most likely ensue through the day. But that's just today. That's Tuesday. I still have stuff to shear on Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. So lots of videos this week. So I'll talk to y'all in between. Oh, you smell like a ram. I don't know, this is probably the cleanest fleece I've seen so far this year.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Man, I'm trying so hard.
To cut through it like that butter, that's on a belly. I'll take it.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what the top looks like, but at the bottom... Yeah, hands down, that's the cleanest fleece I've seen this year. It was so stinking cold, everybody's been so tip is nice. that's fun. Hold on one sec. My fiber nerd's coming out. Look at this one down here. Look at all those. There's barely even a lanolin stripe in it. That right there. Big old French fries. That's beautiful. Don't want to have a repeat of Cleveland. weighed 300 pounds if they weighed 100.
Oh, really?
They were gigantic.
This is the one I saw last year. It has that heart-shaped spot.
Yeah, I remember that.
Quit. I was gonna say, if you want to put the halter on him before I let him up, that'll work too. I went down the center, and I saw it, and I just went, and just kept on going. Like, how fast can I get this thing spun around?
Exactly.
Sir. I was so mad at Drew that day.
surgically castrated,
Yeah.
so he has a bag, but I carry over the bag shearer.
You don't want a clean coin purse.
What's that?
You said you don't want a clean coin purse.
Don't care.
The amount of men when I'm doing demos that are like, oh, and I'm like, did you want it in the way?
When I first graduated, I used to shear at the universities during kitty days, and the women would be bringing in little kids for kitty days, and I'd be shearing them. And
Yeah.
I guess back in the old days, when you had a baby, they would shave you down there.
Oh.
And they don't anymore, but all the teachers would kind of kid them like, oh, that's what I think we have, baby.
Oh my goodness.
Let's do that now.
You know, I think I remember that because I watched the midwife on HBO or whatever that is. And I was just like, really? Like,
It's nice because I didn't do anything, work one thing,
right? All you have to do is throw the sleep.
jump on everybody. Lucy brought her baby over in the stroller, and she said, oh, 4408 is such a nice sheet. And I'm like, that's Sean, don't let him jump on the baby.
Don't let him do one.
The Ram does too, apparently. And then the girl that had him, her partner, is gone. And she said that he would go out to feed, and the Ram was jumping on him and knocking him down, or almost knocking him down. Oh my. And yeah, he's pain. And it wasn't from bottle fed. I mean, this one was bottle fed, but the Ram was just, I took him to shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Ready backer.
Come on.
Okay, so everybody's unloaded now. It wasn't a long trip for them, but they're still real skeptical about me. But we got some Kerry Hills. So these are 2 ewes, and that's a little ram lamb. That's his mom right there. And then this lovely lady is due to lamb soon, and let's cross all of our fingers, toes, and hooves that they are twin ewe lambs. Would be great. But they're already settling in and eating some hay. Little dude's already touched the mineral. And then, oh, sorry, Ashes. Watch out, buddy. And then we've got the Black Welsh Mountains. So their standard states that they have to have a tail. Can't cut it off. They're all black. And the rams have big horns. And there's 2 littles back here. Let me get back here. Hey, girly pops. That's Ivy and Iris. Don't ask me which one's which. I don't remember. And then this lady is cooking us some hostages. Yeah? Boop. But she's brewing some hostages. That's mom of the babies. Yeah. And then the reds, if nobody can tell, Mr. Cypress is in there with them. And so far, the only red butt we have is Miss Mary. So Mary's the only one who's looking bred. Everybody else is holding out on him. Hey, girly pops. What are you doing? Hey, girly pops. Yeah? Hey, Bubba. And they're all just as friendly as the other girls, which makes me super happy. Yeah? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. He's a good girl. But, so the barn is very slowly filling back up. But, I mean, we're getting full up. So I did some Cotswolds. I did a couple Kerry Hills for Sarah Beamer. She breeds Kerry Hills down there towards Morgantown. And I'm trying to remember what else I have coming up this week. I don't remember. I'll remember next time I'm in the car. So I'll see you guys coming up here when I'm in the car again. Hopefully the U-Haul this time and not Jasper the Jeep. So I'll talk to you all later.